Welcome back, friends, to Star Wars Galaxies Day by Day. Thanks so much for being here. The pun one has been announced. The one pun. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. I keep going vacillating between the two. I love the idea of calling it the one pun. Sort of like the One Ring, but not really. Oh, well, originally I was going to cover a wide swath of a wide spectrum of stuff today, but I went for a walk, and there usually aren't people walking when I walk. And tonight I started, and then like 4 laps in, there were other people. And I usually just walk at my normal gait. But these people were walking fast. And so me not wanting to be overtaken, I opened my gate up, my walk up, and I exerted a lot more whatever. So needless to say, I'm kind of hurting, and when you're having to calm your body with your mind, it tends to make you tighter. Plus, it's 12:30 at night because reasons. But you see here that we got the executor fleet thing going on. Did I manage to get it to? No, so we're not even yet to 6 stars. And I don't know that I want it. I mean, so there's no way, because I don't have enough energy to be able to get it to all the way to um 7 stars. And I'm kind of at this place where it's like I have, however much money I have, however many, and we could do 2 more to get it 6 stars, which would take us down to like 32. If I do, I'll do it off screen because I'm not going to do it during the video because that would just be, you don't want to see that. What you want to see is me finish all that. Mother Talzine. So, yeah, that was needed 2, got 4. Mother Talzine has been completed, and now we can take her to Gear 12. So, yeah, that just happened in that order. We finished her, we took her to Gear 12. So now we get to finish. So now we get to work on the Revens, what we need for the Revens. So that'll be fun. One thing that not needing to spend gems on a galactic chase allow me to do is they allow me to spend them elsewhere. And by elsewhere, I mean doing continued refreshes so that we can acquire the yield Poncho Bros a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. So we got Obi-Wan to 40. We got Qui-Gon now to 25. That's good. But now we have 4 characters to gear. We have Jenga, which I don't know why. want him to get him done. Mother Talzina, of course, and Geobroad Alpha. Not that we have the rest of the Geos in wherever, but it's like you might as well, right? So I mentioned we have a little bit of money since they're. I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. I know myself, I was expecting. I know everybody was expecting a Galactic Chase because every ship since I've started playing this game, which is right after the TIE Defender came out, has been a Galactic Chase. Now, granted, that's only been the TIE Dorito, the Sith Fighter, the Marauder, and the Comeuppance. So not a lot really. But yeah, they've all been marquees. And for Arnold, to hear Arnold explain it, is that this was an older system that they're going back to because they're not making enough money. That's going to lead me into elections have consequences talk. Because I talked about how Matt Master, the guild leader for my free-to-play guild, the People's Guild, did this video a couple weeks ago about profits for CG. I think I talked about it. It's out there. You can find it. I think his thing is Matt Master 1. But just look for Swgoh, and I'm sure you'll find it. But he talks about how much money they've made over the year based upon the data that he could, and they've been down over the past couple of years. And I can't, even with the Lightspeed bundles. And I'm wondering if that's because, for a couple reasons. Maybe one is not doing characters that people really want. Because everywhere I keep hearing that people love characters from KOTOR, and I'm pretty sure they love it from SWTOR, even though people haven't played SWTOR. If you haven't played SWTOR, you should give it a bash. It's a good time. But it's like, and I don't know, and I know they brought in Sortie, but Sortie was sort of our original character, sort of like Geobroad Alpha and Captain Drogon were original characters in the game. And Sortie is, a Old Republic droid for whatever reason. But there's a plenty more that they could do. Everybody wants Revan Reborn from SWTOR. And if you haven't played that, it's a brilliant campaign. And you should go check it out. And that would be phenomenal. But also, I think it's because people don't have as much money as they did. Didn't I mention that I watched a couple of football games a couple of weeks ago, and then the very next day, I ended my Hulu Live service. And I know I'm probably talking to a bunch of people who have YouTube TV. I hate YouTube TV. I'm just going to say that. To be honest, YouTube TV, Hulu Live was the first live service I tried, and then we tried YouTube TV, and I just didn't. I thought it was way too invasive because you have to switch email addresses when you want to switch accounts, and I did not like that at all. Plus, there's a level of trust that I do not have when it pertains to Google. But, and I realize I'm saying this here on YouTube, but it's fine. But, yeah. And we're okay with it. We have plenty of TV options. The kids are watching making friendly, and the kids are loving Me TV tunes. Oddly enough, they're watching Tom and Jerry, which I think is hilarious. But and then, there's a lot of other stuff me and the wife like watching on there. And then we also have Pluto TV and Tubi and Paramount Plus, because we have Walmart Plus, and then Prime Video and regular Hulu, because when I went down, went from paying for Hulu Live, and I went down to the new Hulu bundle, which has Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max. And so we've got plenty of content. We got plenty of stuff to watch, and it's a good time. It's a good time. But we're saving like $60, if not more, just by not having a live TV service. And it's like, you really don't need a live TV service other than for sports. And my college football team, they snatched a win from the jaws of defeat. They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, from what I hear. And I don't know, I didn't watch, because they're just mired in their own whatever they can't even get out of. And I don't, I'm okay with that, because I've moved on. I've chosen not to let that control my life anymore. Because if I had, I'd be, very frustrated, which I understand a lot of the fandom is, but then again, I spit myself out of that on purpose. Because, I mean, you get to choose what you angst over, and I don't think enough people realize that a lot of stuff is just making better choices. And it's like with this whole marquee event, and CG not making as much money as they were. You think maybe if people made better choices, that didn't lead to crazy inflation? Because I'm one of those crazy people who remembers when gas was a lot cheaper, and gas isn't so cheap, and I think yesterday I mentioned that at church on Sunday we had a pastor gave a banger of a sermon. And it was just on biblical voting, and I had a friend of mine say, "Hey, blah blah blah." I hope it was WWJD. If you don't know what WWJD is, it's a 90s thing from What Was Jesus Do. And basically the point this guy was trying to make is, just some falsehood that he heard somewhere else. And the sermon was very much that, but it was actually the actual truth, not some cliche that my friend heard in passing. And so instead of responding to my buddy, I just simply linked the video, and that's all I did. In the comment back, I just replied with the link to the video, and he can make his own decisions. I didn't try to say anything. I just went in, did something nuts, and instead of me trying to explain it, I just hit share or paste it or whatever. And then if my buddy chooses to watch the video, then I don't, but do I think my buddy will? What do you think? I think he was just trolling, but if if it wasn't just trolling, then, maybe he'll learn something. One can only hope. One can only hope. But, nah, I mean, I was looking forward to doing the Galactic Chase. I was looking forward to going all in for the one pun. And I gotta admit, now that it's not a Galactic Chase, I kind of don't feel like going all in. Because if it's a marquee and they're trying to get me to spend money, well, then I know that the thing's gonna be farmable, right? Which gives me more time to be able to stack up more gems for the next time the executor event comes around. And we are going to be finishing. So here's what I'm going to say as far as hoarding gems. We're going to spend gems. I'm going to spend gems for about a week. Maybe not that much. Just so I can sort of let off some anxiety. And then we're going to go back to hoarding in hopes that we can get back to a good level for next month. And hopefully I'll get far enough in to the event where I can be able to get it. But then if not, hopefully we'll definitely pick it up the following month. And by then, the one pun will be out. The one pun will be out by then. And we can just add it into the rotation. But till then, I'm probably going to fall off in Fleet Arena a little bit. Why? Because, people want their... And I get it. When you see the thing, but it's like, are you going to spend? And that's what I think CG is betting on. I'm thinking that CG is betting that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to pay, and are going to want to get the one pun because it's got all of the synergy it's got. And it's got anti-finalizer synergy. It's got anti-Chimera synergy. It's got anti-negotiator synergy. It's got anti-profundity synergy. Which leads me to another thing. I think the reason that they did this, I think the reason that they came out with the one pun and that it's built the way it is because they want people to want a light side answer. And I think that light side answer is going to come out this year in the form of a light side capital ship, which will flip the script on the pun one, which will take away, which will negate, not all, but it will negate a lot of what the pun one does. And it'll be the new light side hotness, for lack of a better... for lack of a better phrase or whatever you want to say. don't know if it's going to come but I mean, given where the pun one was, given where the executive was, and granted, I don't know, but I know for me, and granted, I just got I just finished my executor on my Hyperlight account today. So I don't have a done, so I didn't have a done executor till today when I finished it on my Hyperlight account. Oh my gosh, I forgot. They were able to get to the ultimate before I was. Of course, they have a higher level executor than I do now, but I still think I'm going to win because I don't have any of their ships left. I get the TIE Bomber, but come on. You're not going to beat me with your TIE Bomber, bro. But yeah, I think that's what I think they're doing is they just want people to cry out. They want people to really want something, because basically they've if the pun one works, they're basically bringing it up and putting it on the same level or about the same level as the Leviathan, because it can reliably beat just about any light side ship, and can reliably beat any dark side ship if the one pun or the pun one or whatever we want to call it works the way its kit says it will. Then it should make Leviathan or Executor 1 or 1A or 1B or whatever you say. And it should bring the profundity down a step. And I do think, like I said, I think it's setting the stage for a new light side capital ship this year. But do I know for certain? No. Which then that leads us to when's GL Thrawn coming out. If I had to guess, I would say probably about the same time as the Mando and Grogu movie do, or when Ahsoka season 2 comes out, which from what I understand is they're not even going to start shooting that until 2025, and it's not even expected to come out until 2026. So that's what I would be looking for Thrawn. Now I do expect them to keep setting the stage with, I don't even know what. I'm going to guess. I guess it makes sense that they would come out with whatever Bad Batch characters next year. And it would make sense, if they're going to do any Acolyte, whatever, they would do it next year, but I don't know why they would. And then, of course, we got Skeleton Crew, and I could see them doing that. But do I know anything for a fact? No. Purely speculation on my part. But anyway, I think that's all I got. I'm very, very tired. I need to go to bed. But I need to finish. I needed to get 2 more runs on this executor thing. Whether that actually materializes or not, I don't know. Anyway, God bless. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Leave me a comment. Hold the line. See you tomorrow. Bye.